What is going on, Governor? Chisgule here, and today we're bringing you new garrison builds. That's right, you need to change your city defense build right away. Oh my goodness, have we learned a lot over the last 48 hours. If you like Rise of Kingdoms videos where we help you defend your city, you should like and subscribe because we are a sponsored creator and we're pretty serious about city defense. Whoo-wee. If you didn't check out my recent video, card will be up in the top, where we got rallied 4 freaking times in a row by T5 captains. It was crazy. It was in the Lost Kingdom. It was KVK. Let's talk about how you protect your city. We didn't feel like the rallies went as well for us as they should have. And it's been a long time since we looked at the garrison talents. It's been a long time since we read those. I feel like in the 6 months that have elapsed since my original video, card will be up in the top, called Punish Enemies That Attack Your City. We presented some builds, we presented some ideas about swarms and rallies and how you best prepare for each, but my friends, if the talents didn't change, then I've just been woke. And there's some changes I would seriously recommend because I noticed Kingsguard increases garrison attack, defense, and health by 3%, which is amazing. That's insane. That's the best 3 talent points you've ever spent. When this commander is serving as a garrison commander, no effect when garrisoning cities? I confirmed with my contact at Lilith Games that this only works in flags and forts and basically not cities. So this talent is dead for defending a city. This talent over here, Know Thy Enemy, when the garrison commander is serving, damage is reduced by 9% if it becomes surrounded. Well, you're not getting surrounded in a rally, so that's not relevant. So I realized, holy cow, this build that I've been advocating for use on legendary commanders, similar versions for epic commanders, no bueno, unless you think you're getting swarmed. Does no good. We need to change the build. And we spent a bunch of time thinking about what would we do differently, because basically you're spending all these points and all these points. And by the way, these over here, City Guardian, has to do with the Watchtower. Your Watchtower dies in like the first 10 turns of a rally anyways. It's irrelevant. Adamantine Walls has to do with your Watchtower. It dies in the first 10 turns of a rally. These are good against swarms, I think, but not good against a rally. So we have all these dead talent points leading up to Divine Favor, which I think is fine, but that too, it's better against a swarm than a rally. So when this commander serving as a garrison commander gives the garrison a 10% chance to receive a damage-absorbing shield after being attacked, damage factor 500. So everything in this tree is all about getting swarmed. Well, geez, we're not getting swarmed, we're getting rallied. We can come up with a lot of good stuff to do with those talent points. Here is the build that I would use for Martel or Richard I if they are your primary garrison commander. Don't worry, we're going to go over all the garrison commanders, baby. We got you covered. We got you covered. We got builds on builds. This is what I would be doing. What have I done here? I've picked up medicinal supplies, which gives you healing every time a skill is used. Bueno. We've picked up Testudo Formation, which I think is a derpy talent. It's not as good as it ought to be, and that is because it's your normal attacks have a 10% chance to reduce all damage taken by 15%. That's basically like a 1.5% damage reduction by a different name, right? If this works the way I don't think it does, where you have a 10% chance every time you're hit with a normal attack, then my goodness, Testudo Formation would be sweet as hell. That's not how it works, I think, so whatever, we'll take a 1.5% damage reduction. We've got Balance, which is, again, reducing the damage we take and reducing the damage we deal, but that's fine. We're grabbing Undying Fury still for the Rage generation, Double-Headed Axe to give us a little bit of a damage boost, and Call of the Pack to give us some extra stats when our city gets below 50%. This, I think, is a good build. If what you're doing is defending your city against a rally. And like once you hit the mid to end game, people have figured out you need to rally stuff, not swarm it. You're a madman if you swarm a city. We're past those days. Let's get a look at Yi Seong-Gye. Do we have a build? We didn't come up with a build on Yi Seong-Gye, but that's okay. His tree is Archer, Garrison, Skill. There's another commander where we did put those builds. It's on Kusunoki. So this build, which we've got on Kusunoki, also works for Lee Seong-jae if he's your primary commander in a garrison. I don't think he should be. I do think it still probably should be Martel with Lee Seong-jae, perhaps, or Martel with Richard. Let's get a look at these talents. If we were going to use an archer commander, garrison, skill, archer, trees, as the primary, and you're worried about a rally, first of all, I'm going to look at you funny because, like, Kusunoki is not really a rally guy, but let's assume you're using Lee Seong-jae, right? Kusunoki's an AoE commander. This is the build I would use. You've got mixed troops, so skill tree is designed for that. You're getting extra rage. You're getting rejuvenate. I mean, baby, you're going to fire off skills. Boom, boom, boom. It's going to be fantastic. A+, I really like this for defending a city. I really like this for defending a city. There actually could be an argument made that Lee Seong-jae should be a primary just because skill tree is bueno, bueno, bueno. I don't know why I'm interested in Spanish in this video. I'm using Spanish. I also made my way over to Razor Sharp to make sure that I could get that extra rage generation. And I made my way over to Rapid Fire for an extra 1.5% damage all the time. You could optionally pick up Arrows Knocked if you thought you were going to spend a lot of time below 50%, and you would do that if you're getting Reinforced, Reinforced, Reinforced. Then this is a better choice, for sure. If you are leveling up a garrison commander, by the way, and getting to the point where you've got the talents to fill out the entirety of the build, grab Nowhere to Turn and Impregnable first, then very rapidly make your way to Rejuvenate, then Feral Nature, then Razor Sharp. That's the order I would pursue that in. Now, this build also happens to work for Herman. He's got the exact same trees, so you could do this if you wanted with him. The only downside with Herman is he's got, some march speed bonuses. I don't know if he's the best to have on the wall, but he's good. He's good, gosh darn it, and if he's the one you have expertise, you probably should be using him. Let's talk about infantry, because infantry is an interesting ballgame. If we head over to the talents over here, I've got a garrison build on Sun Tzu that's almost done. I don't have enough talent points to actually finish it out, but we'll describe it. Again, we make our way into the garrison tree for Nowhere to Turn and Impregnable. We then would go get Rejuvenate for that sweet, sweet Rage Restoration, then Feral Nature to get extra Rage Generation, because we're all about Rage Generation. Then I would max out Undying Fury, and as I did with the other infantry commanders, Richard and Charles, I would make my way over to Double-Headed Axe and Call of the Pack, and then you're in a great position. This is the build I would use if you are rocking Sun Tzu as your primary garrison commander. But wait, there's more. Because I realized that there's an odd duck here. There's an odd duck. We'll get to Oji Mundok in a second. One more not so odd duck is Pelagius. We should talk about Pelagius first, okay? Pelagius is interesting as a garrison commander because he's got cavalry, and the cavalry talents are in some ways less compelling than other talent trees for city defense. Let's walk through what I would do. Again, same story with the garrison tree and the skill tree in the order I recommended it. From there, I would make my way over to Undying Fury for the additional rage generation. Along the way, you're getting Dragon Saber, which is additional damage for all troop types, which is good. It's just normal attack damage, so it's like kind of uninspiring, but better than nothing. And I picked up Halberd. If they bring archers, you're going to do work, baby. You are going to do work on those archers if archers show up in a rally against your city. The other option is, like, you could get some stats, but I don't love it. I don't like Naked Rage on an epic commander, especially. You could go the route of Latent Power, and I did put 1 point here because it's going to boost your damage, and there is a lot of additional damage that comes from this commander. You can see here, they've got that additional damage factor, which ticks twice. So, I think that's a build I would recommend if you've got Pelagius. Now it's time. For the ugly duckling, the odd one out, Oji Mundok has the attack tree. Now, that's kind of weird. If we were building a garrison tree for this commander, we would, of course, grab Nowhere to Turn. We'd take Impregnable, and then we'd make our way over here, grabbing Burning Blood, Lord of War, then points in to Effortless. Effortless is really spectacular for a rally that's going to run for a long time. From there, I would make my way up to Undying Fury. I would also get Unyielding, Armored Joints, and this is where things start to get a little weird. This is where things start to get a little weird because you can go invest in Double-Headed Axe and Call of the Pack, but you're going to have extra talent points and not a lot of optimal places to put them. You could get Marshal Mastery, which increases your normal attack damage at the cost of your active attack damage. I'm not impressed. I guess if you've got like Joan of Arc as your secondary, which is again not the most amazing choice, like someone who's not doing skill attacks, which like I'm gonna look at you funny and go like, why are you doing that? You must be in the earliest of early game for that sort of action. In which case I'm kind of gonna wonder, why are you investing in Wolji Mundok? Anyways, for your garrison, it should be Sun Tzu. The other skill you could pick up or talent is Fight to the Death, which like, yeah, you increase your damage dealt. You also increase your damage taken, which it's fine. It's fine, but you're running out of really exceptional places to put talent points. I guess you could go grab Iron Spear, but that's infantry units doing extra damage to cavalry. It's fine. You can see I'm unimpressed, right? You can see I'm unimpressed. So there's less exceptional places to put your talents, in my opinion, on a commander like Wolji Mundok. So you should urgently change your garrison commander builds, like right now. Right now. If you don't think you're going to get swarmed and you think a rally is more likely, which is definitely the case for me, yeah, I swapped over to this build right away on my Charles Martel. Now, the next question really should be for the end game, top tier, crazy players that are using like a Richard Charles and also have Yi Seong-Gye. What's the better pairing? Richard Charles or Charles with Yi Seong-Gye? I don't have the answer, unfortunately. My bet was on the synergy between Charles and Yi Seong-Gye being really gangbusters. I love the rage restoration that sits in this skill here. Love that rage restoration because Martel and Richard, they don't have a rage engine. They don't have a rage engine at all, and it is arguable that Yi Seong-Gye with like Richard the First as the secondary might actually be the most gangbuster combination. There's absolutely no synergy between them, which is why I like Martel as a primary, because Martel is going to elevate the damage by a solid 30%, and then you hit your big skill attack with Yi Seong-Gye, who's boosting his own damage by a solid 50%. I mean, like, yeah, you could do some cool stuff with that combo, which is why we're rocking it. But it could be that Yi Seong-Gye primary, right? With the build I'm showing you, over here, this build. And maybe if you're getting reinforced, again, I would switch over to Arrows Knocked, right? This build, with Richard the First as the secondary, offering you a lot of healing, reduces damage taken, boosts your infantry, increases his own healing a bit, could be that is the combo. Could be that is the combo. The other thing that I'll point out is that now that we're rocking this arrangement over here, and we've got medicinal supplies, I'll just call attention to the fact that, increasing healing effects by 30% is a pretty big deal. I don't know if it actually works this way, but a 30% boost on that heal for 300 makes it a heal for 390 as a healing factor. And again, I don't think it works quite like that. It might be actually effectively less of a boost. But now there's actual synergy between these two commanders in a way that's a little bit more meaningful. That's just one example of the synergy, but the thing I like about this combo is that you're profoundly reducing the damage that you're taking, and then healing, keeping yourself really high up, really topped off, which is actually quite powerful. The downside to that is that it's going to run for a very, very long time. You might end up filling your hospital if you run that route, which is not good. It's not good. You're going to kill more of their troops, but that is going to be a very long rally that could be kind of problematic for your hospital capacity. So I don't know ultimately what the best combo is. My money still right now is on Martel with Yi Seong-Gye, but I could pretty easily see Pretty easily see Yi Seong-Ye primary with Richard secondary for defending your city, and Martel with Richard as being actually the two best combos. So we've got 3 really interesting combos that you can play around with, which I think is, we got testing to do, but I don't know how you test this. Who wants to test this? Who wants to test this? I actually got a message from Howlead from Happy Feet, and he said to me, come back anytime if you want to get rallied. Which is, I may take you up on that promise. Don't promise it if you don't mean it. But you don't really want to send troops to die, do you? Do you? Do you want to? No. Anyways, my friends, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I mean, I love when we're playing with people who are good sports, right? Like, Howlead is pretty cool. Pretty chill dude. Pretty chill dude. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe. Until next time, you have fun smashing the kingdom.